Have you ever tried to manifest and it just doesn't seem to work the way that people said that it would? Like you tried that law of attraction, you've tried feeling the feelings, you've tried to visualize, but you just couldn't hold on long enough. Yeah, that was me too. And honestly, it felt me feeling frustrated, confused, and kind of like I was doing all of these things wrong. But recently, I found something different. Something that has actually been working faster than anything I've ever tried before. And today, I'm going to share that magic with you. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, welcome. If you are coming back, welcome back. I'm so glad to have you. My name is Cassie, and on this channel, we talk all things of healing, self-love, and self-care, and of course, becoming your dream woman. So I've talked about manifestation a bunch on my channel before, mainly the law of attraction and, affirming, right? And don't get me wrong, some of it worked a bit, but I struggled a lot. I couldn't stay in the feeling long enough of that it was, done. I couldn't visualize it clearly or sometimes not even at all. And meditation was never my thing. My brain could just not shut off. Because of all of that, I kind of gave up on the manifestation for a while, especially when at the end of last year, I was trying to manifest some things and it just came flat. And so I put it on the back burner for a few months. But here's the crazy part. God actually showed me this over 2 years ago. And I couldn't believe it. My mindset was not at where it is today. And I could not get behind what I'm going to share with you. If you can't get behind it right now, I understand, because that's where I was too. And maybe you'll have to come back for it. But my thoughts back then was literally, this isn't even possible. This makes no sense. And I walked away from it. I turned my nose up in the air and just thought, nope, that can't be true. But now I understand it. And I'm like, oh, wow. If I had just believed in this back then, I could have saved myself so much time, so much pain, and so much frustration, to be honest. So you must be wondering by now, what is this? What are you talking about? Well, I'm talking about a method that is called revision. And no, it's not a new method, but it is new to me. And the revision is basically something like this. You go back and you change your past. I know that sounds crazy at first, right? Like I thought the same thing. I was like, how can I go back in time? But here is the shift that changed everything for me that wasn't explained back then. But I'm going to try to dumb it down for you as much as possible so then you can understand it and not think that I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, okay? Let's think about it this way. Time is an illusion, right? Time is a man-made thing. In heaven, there's no clocks. God has no clocks up there to say, hey, it's 1 o'clock, it's 2 o'clock. It's, no, there's no time. But we need a time here on earth. So then we know what time, going to go to work and such. So when they say past, present, and future, again, that is all just for the simplicity of conversation and the simplicity of trying to explain things. And if there is really no time, then there's really no such thing of past, present, and future that we think there is. What it is we just have right now, truly. So when you revise something, you're not physically going back in time to change anything. You're just changing the memory and the meaning that your mind holds to it. Mind doesn't know the difference between real and if it's in your imagination. And let me give you the most simplest example that I could think of. When I was younger, I watched some scary movies sometimes, like Chucky and Freddy Krueger, okay? And those movies ended up making me have nightmares. I was terrified after watching them. And even though that it wasn't real, my mind believed that it was. And that is exactly how this revision works. When you go back and you rewrite a memory, your mind starts accepting that new version of what you're saying. That changes your thoughts, your emotional reactions, your nervous system, your beliefs, and ultimately, your reality starts to shift. So here is how I personally do it. I do this in my prayer time because like I said earlier, right? I'm not a good visualizer and I'm definitely not good at meditation. Search revision in YouTube, you'll get a plethora of different things and how different people do it. And I ended up watching like a ton of different videos and I took bits and pieces of what resonated with me and put them together for myself. Okay. This isn't like a one size fits all type of thing. I really want to make that clear to you. So if something here resonates with you, take it and then maybe go watch some other videos and see if some other things, resonate with you in that aspect as well. What I do is I'll say something like this. God, I would like to revise this situation. And then I clearly explain what happened and what I wish happened instead. And I but I basically say it the way that I wanted it to go. Then I say, thank you, amen, and I let it go. You don't have to keep repeating it because revision is like a one and done process. And you may have to come back and do two different layers of it. Want to say, revise your self-worth. Well, self-worth has a lot of layers. So one revision of that is not going to fix all of it, but you just keep coming back to whatever showing up for you, you can do it. When you are trying to like keep going back to try to revise, like what you've already revised in the previous times, you're actually like kind of reinforcing that the revision didn't work, that you're still having these problems and it's still causing you issues. So you don't really want to keep on revisiting that. You want to say it once, be done with it. You may have to come back and go a layer deeper with it, but you shouldn't have to keep doing the same exact thing over and over. And so you can use this for really anything: arguments, financial struggles, past trauma, regretful decisions, relationships. For an example, if you had like a falling out with someone, you can revise that to where you communicated calmly, you felt understood, the relationship stayed strong. And here is the wild part of this all. Sometimes that person won't even remember that the falling out ever happened because it was revised and that thought gets removed from them. Here is where it gets really powerful, at least for me, right? I struggled with that law of attraction. The law of assumption wasn't terrible, but I still didn't have all of the luck that I wished I would have had with that, okay? This is beautiful because like I said, you don't have to feel anything. When I started doing this, now that I've been doing it for a couple weeks, like I'm starting to even get more excited about it. Feelings about this is starting to actually get more excited. What I'm doing is I am revising my entire day, every day. So this morning I woke up. Instead of saying, God, I wish things would change, I now say, God, I'm revising my day yesterday, and the day went amazing. Everything worked out perfectly. My business is thriving. I received X amount of dollars. I felt confident, loved, and aligned. Whatever I want that day to look like. I felt so hard. And even if I did or didn't do it, I just say, whatever it is. And so I speak life into my day every day as if it really happens so perfectly. And let me tell you, this has been like fastest shift that I've ever seen. I've not only been doing this for a couple of weeks, but I'm already seeing some of the changes. Small things at first, but they are building, and it's so exciting to see the build up to everything. So you may ask, well, yes, I still affirm as well, right? Lack, but to keep my mental diet strong, I want to really affirm what I want in my life. So remember, you get what you focus on. So if I'm affirming things like I'm successful, everything is always working out for me, I'm abundant, you're going to see more of that. And this is also huge for healing. And if something is triggering you, go back and revise that moment that created that trigger. Even if you don't remember exactly when it happened, you can say, God, take me back to this root of this and revise it to this, right? So you don't necessarily have to remember where it started, but then you can say that you would rather have it go this way. Because sometimes you can remember the situation, but you don't remember exactly what age and time and all of that happened, right? So you could just say, this happened and please revise. Now listen, you might still remember what happened. And that does not mean that it didn't work, okay? Because some memories are going to stay because they actually hold lessons for you. But the emotional charge, thankfully, that starts to fade. So you're not going to be triggered by it. Memory may still be there in the distance. So then if it ever comes up, it can come up and be like, oh, yeah, I already did that. I already learned from that. We're not going to repeat that again. Here's the truth as well. This only works, okay? Yes. This process, this revision thing only works if you believe that it can work. So there is a trick to it, like the law of assumption and the law of affirming, right? So the affirm, you don't really need to believe so much, but that law of attraction, you definitely need to, believe in that it's already done. Have to believe that it's already done. You could just believe that this magic is possible. Because if your mind is just rejecting it, it's not going to stick. It's okay if it doesn't. It's okay if you can't get there right now, because like I said, I was there too. So if you're not fully believing in this yet, then just let this be a seed, because one day you may come back and it might click for you and you might start doing it. Or if you want to try to be a little bit more open-minded than I was, try to revise something simple and give it a week or two. See if it works. Because some of the things that I revised, I felt a difference in an instant. Like my body felt more at ease. I felt lighter. I felt like, yes, it did change, right? Kind of pay attention to those things as well when you are revising, of how you are feeling, because that is going to be key to say, oh yeah, that did work. This is magic. This is great. I truly believe that this revision is like winning the lottery, not of money, but you are winning the lottery of healing and manifestation. It's simple, it's powerful, and it works. So try it, play with it, be open to it, and see what ends up shifting in your life. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'd love to talk about this more and even make another video on it if need be. And just remember, this is possible for you. Things can change for you. And everything is always working out for you, even if it doesn't seem like it right now. So I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.